What's going on, everybody? C4, welcome back to the channel, and today we're here for a new Madden 22 realistic rebuild. It's gonna be a little bit different. It's brand new for me. This here is on PC. It's the Start Today mod. And for anybody that has ever asked where I get my cool PC mods, it is from the Discord on the franchise football community. They're the people that hooked me up way back when with the retro flashback rebuilds, all that stuff. It's a great community resource. And they did the Start Today file, which essentially is like a complete reinvention in every... I'm gonna butcher trying to explain it. Just go check it out on Discord. Why we're using it, mainly, is because they have updated the rosters post-draft. And we are here with the Tennessee Titans here today. So we got Malik Willis, we got Treylon Burks, we got Nicholas Petit-Frere, we got Bobby Trees. The rosters are fully updated. Now, I'm not gonna do this for every single team. There's obviously still the allure of waiting till the new Madden to do a new Madden rebuild, even though essentially we have the roster update right now available. But that also doesn't mean that I'm not going to run it back with a couple teams we've already done. We've yet to do a Titan rebuild regardless. So now with the added drama of I don't want to be a mentor and Malik Willis, maybe, you know, outside of probably the quarterback there for the new Pittsburgh Steelers under center, he's probably the most polarizing quarterback in this year's draft class. So that's why I want to do the Tennessee Titans. We still have other rebuilds. Again, I want to rebuild all 32 teams. There's still teams left that have yet to get rebuilt. The Ravens, the Texans, the Falcons, the Chargers, the Eagles, pretty much all of the NFC West outside Seattle. Those teams are still going to get done. But I think now with this tool at my hand disposal, maybe we could run it back with a couple teams. Maybe Pittsburgh with Kenny Pickett. And if there's any other team, maybe we can make a short list of maybe 3 or 5 teams that we've already rebuilt that we want to kind of get a little sneak preview of their brand new roster and how they rebuild. So let me know in the comment section below if there's any other teams you want to see with the updated rosters rebuilt. But today it is the Tennessee Titans, and I'm using the Start Today, so things are going to be a little bit different. They make a lot of, like, literally, if you go through and, like, you look at the patch, the work that they have done to reinvent franchise mode is huge. One big thing is, like, there's, like, a tool that I have to use outside of this that handles progression. So there's, like, for example, all my XP sliders are on 0, and my progression happens like at the end of the year. So there's not going to be, like, you're not going to see, for example, you know, guys jump 5, 6, 7 points during season. It happens at the end of the year. Same goes for contracts. I'm only allowed to negotiate contracts that last little bit of window that you get at the end of the season before its free agency starts. I have one opportunity there, so it's added in a different challenge, different mechanics, so I'm not going to be negotiating contracts in season. I'm kind of excited for this, to be honest with you, but in terms of presentation, it's going to be a little bit different because I'm running this franchise just a little bit different. And if it sounds daunting, it's not really. There's like a README file on how to use everything correctly. I cannot recommend it enough, man. This is like, you know, really it's Madden 22 and a half. And I you know, this is my first time using it. I've been putting it off long enough, and I'm probably gonna be doing a lot more. I'm probably gonna finish out the rebuilds here in Madden 22 using this mod. So if I don't remember, my apologies. I'm gonna try my best to link the mod, the Discord, in the comments or in the video description, and you guys can go check this out. And it is on PC only. But look at this, man. Look, even just this. They got all, like, they went into the scouts. All the scouts are real. All the coaches are real names updated. Pat Willis, Mike Mayock. It's definitely go check it out if you are on PC. So now we are, all that being said, let's take a look at this rebuild. I wanted to be Tennessee. And what we're going to do here right off the gate. Don't want to be a mentor? Well, don't want you to be on my team. Now, if the right trade doesn't come in, I'm fine keeping Ryan Tannehill this year. And when, as soon as we have an out on his contract, maybe we get out. But if there's a suitable trade partner, I'm ready to commit to Malik Willis right away. We have Derrick Henry. Just, you know, either one of these guys, hey, just hand the ball off to this freak. I think we'll be fine. We got Bobby Trees coming over. Treylon Burks replacing A.J. Brown with the Eagles pick from the Treylon Burks deal. So that's very good for us. And, you know, Treylon Burks, well, he is the Eagles pick. You know, I think regardless of how you feel about the A.J. Brown, if you're a Titans fan, at that spot of the draft, you can do a lot worse than Treylon Burks, especially for the role that A.J. Brown had for this offense. I think Treylon Burks, suitable replacement. The O-line looks fun. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take Rebuilds, who I actually think's kind of has some upside there. I'm going to make him left guard. We're going to kick him inside just to see if that's going to help out our offensive line here just a little bit. Our left guard spot is a little bit weak. He goes from a 65 tackle up to a 68 guard, so that works out fairly well. But yeah, this is going to be offense. We also have Kyle Phillips, the slot wide receiver out of UCLA, has a hidden dev. That's interesting. So we'll keep that in mind. Defensively, it's a work in progress on this defense. Led by two monsters in terms of pass rusher. Jeff Simmons, 90 overall. We have Harold Landry, 87. Outside of that, probably need to, get some guys here on the rest of this front three. The linebacking core, Long, Cunningham, Bud Dupree. Very expensive. I think maybe getting a little bit slept on with that rating. He had a big year with the Pittsburgh Steelers before he got that contract with the Titans. But he's 75. Byard, nice veteran, superstar safety here, 91. But he is 29. So I'm not too optimistic that he's going to hold on that rating forever. Hooker, it might even be slept on at 70. I thought he had a little bit of a breakout year last year. Good football player. I mean, can tackle well, was like a star linebacker, like a star as in terms of the position at Iowa. So he gives us some good versatility there. Caleb Farley was a terrific selection last year to Virginia Tech. Height, weight, speed, a lot of upside. And we have Fulton there, another young corner, normal dev between him and Hooker in particular. I would love for one of those guys because they're normal dev and they're going to get a lot of starting reps. You get that dev trait, get that breakout scenario. They got Roger McCreary out of Auburn in the draft. I think that was a great player for a guy that can come in and play sooner than later. Should be a day one contributor. I think I'm going to stick him in the slot. It's an interesting team. The Titans, Mike Vrabel, well, on paper, might not be the strongest team. But I think Mike Vrabel, very good coach, knows how to maximize his talent. And it all starts this rebuild with what we can do with Tannehill. What kind of trade offers come in? Can we even trade him? Who would want to trade for him? And then we'll figure out who our quarterback one is and then get into year one of this rebuild. All right, we actually got some. I mean, Tannehill, from a Madden standpoint, is an 85 starting quarterback. There's going to be some offers coming in. And what we got here, whoa. Okay, from New Orleans, 86. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, a 5th and a 6th. Makes sense from a talent standpoint. They have Honey Badger there now in that secondary. And then we got Carolina, 2, 4, and 4. You just know Tannehill going to the Saints is probably going to bite us in the ass because it's the Saints' juicy playbook. But I feel like the most unrealistic thing about this is that second. There's no way some team's giving up a second for Ryan Tannehill, I don't think. We know Carolina's trying to be aggressive again. I think I'm going to take this deal. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, surplus requirement in a contract year. Maybe they're not going to pay him. They're just like, well, he's out the door anyways. Can we get Tannehill and let the Titans deal with re-signing him? I think I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that because not only are we going to take that because it's a great player and there's Gator bias aside because I'm a big Chauncey Gardner-Johnson fan. But A, we get the Mr. I'm not going to be a mentor out the freaking building. And B, between Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and Monty Hooker, both those guys in college played linebacker. They played safety. They were like a safety linebacker kind of hybrid. Played more safety than linebacker, but both Hooker and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson kind of played that star linebacker role. So I would not be surprised. We're going to take Hooker here, and we're going to put him at middle line. I would not be surprised if he's an upgrade. 78, 77, 76, 75-ish. Probably moving him there, and that's not going to completely be fish out of water. Yes, a skill set to play linebacker. And he's 74. That's a 3-point upgrade over what we used to have. I'll take that, man. Got better at 2 positions while with that trade. You could even argue we got better at 3 positions now that we are ready to usher in the Malik Willis era. So with all that being said and done, Mr. I'm not going to be a team player. I'm not going to be a mentor out the building. It is time for our Madden 22 Tennessee Titans rebuild with Malik Willis under center. So at the end of year 1, not too bad, I think, for the Tennessee Titans, given the fact that if they did move on from Ryan Tannehill and commit it to Malik Willis, who is a project quarterback, there is risk that comes in with that. I mean, we still had a top 5 rush defense, the second best rushing offense, almost a top 10 offense, even though obviously the passing yards are a little less than ideal. That probably does come down to the Titans, offensive philosophy and playbook. But I will take 8-9, second in the division during like the first big blown out year of this rebuild. Looking at the stats there, Derrick Henry absolutely crushed it. Touchdowns are a little low for the rush. I mean, again, there's something that we're gonna have to probably learn here a little bit as we go through this brand new mod. I also like seeing Jeff Simmons up there with the sacks. God damn. So Malik Willis as a rookie. 3,500 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, 19 picks. That is a rookie season for you, if I've ever seen one for a starting quarterback. That wasn't quite ready, but at least there was ups. There was a lot of downs, but at least there was some ups. Running the ball, Derrick Henry, 1,700 yards, 10 touchdowns. You know, there has been and has been some people that have stated that, you know, the rushing touchdowns are pretty outrageous. So maybe that's been something that has been tweaked and tuned down a little bit. At least the yards are on point, 1,700 yards. Definitely kind of looks like a Derrick Henry stat line. You know, I'd say probably throw him, you know, upwards of 5 more rushing touchdowns if I was complaining, nitpicking. Still, I mean, maybe it's impossible to get the scrambling quarterback fix. Maybe we need to look at potentially switching to the Ravens playbook. I don't know, just to maximize the skill set of Malik Willis. On the receiving front, 900 yards, 11 touchdowns, Bobby Trees, Treylon, Burks. Not a rough year. I mean, again, it's the offense. The offense doesn't really cater to wide receivers. So almost 800 yards and 6 touchdowns as a rookie ain't too shabby. 6 and 7 for Hooper, 6 and 4 for the other rookie, Kyle Phillips. I'm pretty happy with those numbers. On the defensive side, Zach Cunningham, 155 tackles, sack and a half, 2 interceptions. That's impressive. 8 sacks, 23 TFLs for Autry, 12 and 11 for Landry. But look at that from Jeff Simmons. 13 TFLs, 88 tackles, 19 and a half sacks. This guy is an absolute monster. We got 4 picks from Caleb Farley. You need to see that. 3 picks, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I'm happy with this defense, man. I'm very happy with this. Looking at the yearly awards, MVP went to... Good to know the guy that made this mod is probably a Lions fan. MVP went to Jared Goff. Okay. In the AFC Outs play, you went to Josh Jacobs. Derrick Henry coming in at number 3. Defense play, you went to Chase Vinovich. Jeff Simmons at number 3. I think he getting slept on, 19 and a half sacks. Let's put some respect. Offensive rookie of the year did go to Malik Willis. Treylon Burks coming in at number 4. Defensive rookie of the year went to Jermaine Johnson, the 2nd. We had nobody for the rest of the individual awards. I mean, come on. There's no way Jeff Simmons is coming there, right? Either way, that is year 1 for Tennessee. So how this works is we're going to have you sim to the end of the season. We're going to have 1 period to negotiate with our impending free agents. I like that added risk a little bit. And then we go through the offseason. We go through the draft. And then after the draft, I run this progression tool, and that is going to upgrade and downgrade all of our players. And it's supposedly better. I've never done it. I'm excited to see the results, but that's why we're kind of not looking at the roster yet in terms of ratings. We're going to trust the process here. We're going to do it the way that the guide tells me to do it. And our next step, because we didn't make the playoffs, we're going to sim to the offseason and get into our free agents, impending free agents anyway, and try to keep a lot of them under contract. All right, so we get 1 shot with our free agent. I like the risk versus reward, man. So first up, we have, I think Nate Davis should get paid first, 26, 27, 20. We'll get him for 4 years. I want him for the remainder of the rebuild. We'll bump that up to 6, 2 3/4. And we did. A fair offer. He accepts. So we got Nate Davis. I think Hooker, we continue the development of him at linebacker. Let's give him 4-year deal. See if he'll take that. He might want to... He was going to go, but he can't resist the offer. That's nice. Deshaun Hand's decent depth, but just not a starter. I think we got to go down here next and secure the bag for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I don't want to just let the guy that we essentially got for Ryan Tannehill leave the building. So we'll overpay him just a little bit because, again, it's all or nothing here. And we're going to give him a pretty juicy offer, and we got him locked in. He's 25 with the star dev. He's probably only a matter of time until he's going to break into the 9s. The tough question here is Austin Hooper. If we don't bring back Austin Hooper, we create a need at tight end. He had 600 yards. I mean, it's not bad. That's actually, I'll put it this way. If he takes this contract, I'm good keeping him. Look, here we go. God, this is a bad joke. Hopes to play against us next year. Okay. What about punter? Can we just get do the respectful thing to a very established Titan? And okay, middle finger to us as well. At least we got our really 2 of the big guys that we needed to in Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and Nate Davis. So he's going to free agency. We're going to try and be big spenders. We don't have a lot of money, and we have to make sure we hit on our 1 bid. And that's going to be Mike Gesicki at tight end, 92 vertical threat. Feel like for the development of Malik Willis, let's get him that safety net, which is Mike Gesicki, kind of a glorified wide receiver at tight end. but a terrific receiver nonetheless. Some other big free agents that are definitely out there. We get hit with some regression here. Again, the ratings that you are seeing, they're not going to be the finalized ratings. There should be some updates, I'm pretty sure. Again, it's my first time. I tried going out to Eric McCoy. Bids are, I will say, whatever this mod does, definitely makes free agency a lot more competitive. The offers are very generous that have already been placed on these players. But yeah, we're swinging for the fences here. If we don't get Mike Gesicki, it's probably going to be a pretty terrible free agency period because everyone else is going to be signed on the second wave. And hey, we will take that. Mike Gesicki does accept it. I mean, it's a terrific offer. And I'm hoping maybe once that dead money from the Tannehill trade comes out the books, we can be more aggressive next year in free agency. But we just got, most likely, even with Bobby Trees there and Treylon Burks, our #1 receiver for next season for Malik Willis in 92 overall Mike Gesicki. All right, so with our first selection, we are going to take a look here at Travis Bryan. He's the guy, you know, in terms of where we need to go at our spot here. Wide receiver could be of need. A couple wideouts here. Look at this one, man. We got Marquis Holiday, top 5 true talent. Are we gonna get burned? Like, do we trust that? He's a top 5 talent at wideout. He's 6'5", 221. Do we believe that though? Do we believe the talent? I feel like you get top 5, you kind of need to pull the trigger on him. But this D tackle looks really good. Probably more of a position. I don't know though. Look at the stats. The key ratings are way better. The combine's very good. Do we trust the game? How about this? If we get duped and this guy sucks, that means the game can lie to you and you figure that out. Because if not, top 5 talent at pick 13. How though? Gotta be dev trait, right? Gotta have hidden dev. What? Top 5 talent and he's hit normal with those stats? I think we just got duped, man. I don't know if you can believe everything you read. Third round, second round pick was another normal dev, but third round we got Lennox Sheldon, hidden dev corner here out of Iowa. Happy with that selection. Okay, so what we learned is that if you pop top 5, it's fake news, because this guy here is butt cheeks. Well, not butt cheeks, but butt cheeks for the 13th overall pick. We got Sal Peters, who I'll be honest, he was on my short list for the first round. I was happy to see him in the second round. 6'6", 315 is a scheme fit. He's 71. Not bad. Sheldon does have the dev trait. He's 66 base. We got a 67 linebacker in the 5th round. A 66 corner in the 6th round. Not too bad. All these guys normal devs. I will say, the one player that we, again, now that it's fake news, I do need to take a quick look here. There was a D-end that went right before we picked Oglesby. This was the guy that I was kind of eyeing in on, and he's normal dev too. I had top 5 true talent just from scouting in the regular season for Oglesby at 3. You know, because athletically he looked very good because he's 6'3", 320. That's a scheme fit, and he's coming in with 80 speed. That's, you know, a terrific athlete. But we had a guy, according to this, our wide receiver was top 5 in true talent, and the lie detector determined that was a lie. The DNA test or whatever, the Maury bit that I tried to just butcher there. So yeah, now we know that can lie to us. That's good to know. All right, so we ran the progression tool, and you know it's different. It is different. I'm not gonna. Can't say it's literally my first time running it. If it's better or worse, we had. I don't know how lucky of a roll we just got, but we'll break it down. Not as big progression as I would like to see from Malik Willis, but he got a superstar dev trade increase. You got that roll to it, which is pretty freaking cool. Offensive Rookie of the Year. So the superstar dev for Malik Willis is awesome. I like seeing that. But, you know, he made that jump. What was he, 68 to a 74? I mean, that's kind of realistic. But maybe if you're on the old rules of Madden and their development, he'd be a little bit higher. Treylon Burks up to a 75, so a little bit slower progression there. Mike Gesicki got a +5. So I'll take that. He was coming in as a 92. Now he's up to a 97, which is pretty dope. We didn't really have any big gainers on the offensive line. The first time I trusted this out before I recorded the video, I had Nate Davis for some reason. He was up to like an 85 or something crazy like that. So I guess there is some randomness to it. Regression also is still a little harsh. Bud Dupree went up to a superstar dev, but unfortunately he's regressing down a lot. There's only so much you can kind of do there. Bayard regressed a little bit. Jeff Simmons, after his dominant 19 whatever sack season, did go up superstar, and his rating went up a couple points, which was great. It's a different tool. I'm gonna see maybe the next off season if I can capture this progression tool just to show you guys how it works and what it does. I couldn't get it the first time my screen to lock onto it, but I'll try to do it in the next offseason. But it felt pretty good, I think, for the most part, and it got, it rightfully rewarded Malik Willis with a dev trade increase after winning Offensive Rookie of the Year, and boy, oh boy, does it like our lone free agency signing, Mike Gesicki. So I will take that as we gear up for year 2 here in the Titans rebuild. And much better at the end of year 2. We go 10-7, so still not like an S-tier record or anything, but 8 wins last year, 10 wins this year. First place in the AFC South, so our first AFC South title. And we got a ticket to the playoffs against the Cleveland Browns. Let's see how we got here. Looking at the stats, look at the big time numbers. Jeff Simmons is a god, man. Caleb Farley, 7 picks. Jeff Simmons, 20 sacks. Holy. Malik Willis, whoa, Malik Willis is 7th in yards, 1st in passing touchdowns. Interceptions still pretty high, though, I will say. Even though offensively the numbers are very good. I mean, we might have just got X Factor off of just that year. And that's not even a ridiculous season. 35 and 18 is great, not elite. You know what I'm saying? Usually you have a couple quarterbacks that have 40 bombs, right? We got 1,400 yards, 6 touchdowns, Derrick Henry. I'm happy. I'll take that, though. I'll take the trade-off of rushing touchdowns if we're piling those on to Malik Willis, because Derrick Henry doesn't need no dev trade increase. That's X factor. So, happy with that. Receiving 12 and 11 for Bobby Trees, 9 and 6 Gesicki, 9 and 6 Treylon Burks, 6 and 5 for Marquis Holiday, the rookie. And on the defensive side, obviously this is where we're doing our damage, man. Amani Hooker making that transition to linebacker look easy, leading the team in tackles. We got 20 sacks from Jeff Simmons, 11 from Harold Landry. And on the interception front, 7 picks, Caleb Farley, 5 Christian Fulton. This secondary is absolutely crushing it. Looking at the yearly awards, MVP of the league goes to this guy, Marvin Barker. He doesn't even make it, Malik Willis. Offensive Player of the Year in the AFC. Wow. Jeff Simmons, runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year. Offense, let's just see if we have any straight-up award winners. Like, where's Malik Willis at quarterback? How are all these guys ahead of him? That's just rude at this point. For the rest of the awards, Jeff Simmons is your D-lineman of the year. I mean, he's sitting on that superstar that might be able to earn that X factor. Caleb Farley, runner-up for best defensive back. But at this point in time, man, we got to focus on the playoffs. Can't focus on Malik Willis getting absolutely slept on here. Got to focus on the playoffs. And first up is the 11 and 6 Cleveland Browns. Because it's only year 1, we'll sim it. See. First round of the playoffs, and it's the Browns. It's a tough assignment, but we get the job done. Over Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns, 27-20. We're ready to run the gauntlet. Now we run into the cheat code, which is the Kansas City Chiefs. But Malik Willis outduels Deshaun. We run the ball a lot better than they did. Look at that run defense against Nick Chubb, man. This is like one of those years where I could just see my team going on a legit run because Jeff Simmons is a god, and our defense is just completely taking over games. But a massive test here in the divisional round against the the Titans and the Chiefs here. But we could make it ugly, maybe. We could take away some of the spark of that offense, and unfortunately we can't. It turned into a shootout, and our offense isn't quite equipped to beat the Chiefs in a shootout. Malik Willis, 2 interceptions. I mean, he tried his damnedest. That looks like a first playoff run, second-year quarterback trying to get in a shootout with Mahomes' stat line. Gets a lot of yards, made some big plays, but the mistakes versus no mistakes is the difference in that one. But, yeah, our trajectory is going upwards. It's only year 2. I'm excited to see where this team can go forward. All right, it's that time to talk about contracts, all or nothing. Oh, this is intense, man. This is going to be very expensive, but we do have a lot of money. First up is Christian Fulton. I would love to keep him here for the remainder of the rebuild. That is a bargain bin type contract for him. So we'll come up a little bit. I really don't want to lowball. I don't want to insult him, but why are we starting that low? He can't resist that offer. Okay, he's happy to be here. Taylor Lewan, again, in this game, in Madden, you just kind of want to ride your lineman into the ground. Busting with the boys. He should hold on. We'll give him 216. He's signing back. What? He wants to go to free agent. We can't franchise tag. Now we got Derrick Henry, the monster. We want him for the remainder of this rebuild. We got 3 years left. We really have to keep him. So we'll give him $7 million and 3.1. 3 year, $30 million. What? I think we have to franchise tag him at this point. And then we have Jeff Simmons. Pay him what he wants. I don't like the deception that's going on in this. I mean, you know, the challenge is there for sure. But my God. Great offer. Thank God Jeff Simmons did it. But, like, I mean, that Derrick Henry deal came in a little low. And I was like, all right. A little weird that $25 million is the suggested contract for Derrick Henry. But then, like, yeah, this one for Fulton. And he took it. So, you know, I don't know, man. This is all part of the new mod. Maybe it's going to inject that randomness that you can't control. And I will say this. The fact that usually, if we're not doing the mod, we're just going through Madden franchise mode, I can re-sign whoever the hell I want. In real life, even if you have the money, that's not always the case. So throwing that randomness of, like, you know, I almost just lost Derrick Henry. That is something that has been missing in franchise mode. So it's good to know that that's what I'm going to be combating against. Not only am I combating against guys that get graded out as top 5 talent and they stink, but also I'm going to get suggested terrible fair offers to piss my players off when I only have one opportunity to try and re-sign them. Before we get into free agency, we got to get rid of some of our cap cows here, and that's Bud Dupree's regressed down. Just normal dev. Got hit with the double dev trait regression, which, I mean, given his production, like, this is the time that it's fair. He has done absolutely nothing. He's not getting any pressures, and we're going to free up some money so we can maybe make a little bit more of a splash in free agency. So with our free agency period here, there's a lot of very interesting names. Thought about Rashawn, but we just got to figure out the massive contract they hand out to Jeffrey Simmons, while also understanding that we are on a rookie deal. So this is when we can be aggressive, as you can see now. A little dev trait there for Malik Willis, which is dope, but got to be smart with our money, I feel like. And to be smart with our money, we got to be aggressive with our money. So I'm looking at Jedrick Willis here to come in, be our left tackle, step up, replace Taylor Lewan. I'm looking at Devin White to come in. Maybe we can get Zach Cunningham's contract out the books. Him and Amani Hooker going forward, kind of controlling and running the middle of our defense. All right, so we had 2 very competitive offers. Really want to get both of them. Again, when you use this mod for agency is way harder. The offers are ridiculous. I just feel like it starts way off base from, like, the recommended deal. But look, we got both of our targets. Usually if you're coming with the top bid, you're landing them, which is kind of good. So we have a new middle linebacker and a new franchise tackle. So we're going in the draft looking to improve, I would say, D-line, D-end. A 3-4 D-end would be pretty dope. Maybe a nose tackle, maybe a corner. But I think we're going heavy D-line in this upcoming draft. We have the opportunity here to pick up the 5th-year option on corner Caleb Farley. And again, this has continued to be broke because he's been very good for us. He had, 5 picks, 7 picks, something crazy like that last year. So we're absolutely going to go ahead and pick up the 5th-year option. So kind of perusing through the players that are, we had to wait a bit to 25. I want to go either pass rush, which we have Nathan Bolden here out of Florida State. Block shed, it all looks good. He is a top fit for us, 6'5", 240. Combine is also, it's solid. Not the exact 3-cone that you would want to look for there. But he looks actually fairly decent. However, we also could get better on the D-line. And look at this. Otis, I'm not falling for the top 5 talent anymore, but this guy looks good. He's a scheme fit. The key ratings across the board look pretty good. 6'4", 299, so we'll be able to plug and play right away at D-end. And the physicals is great. The 40 looks good. The bench press is good. The 3-cone, the 20-yard, like, all that stuff looks pretty decent. So I think with pick 25, we're going to grab Otis McMillan, hidden dev defensive lineman out of UCLA. Second round, we're going back on the D-line. Look too good to pass up. We're going to need to put him on a bulk because I need a lot bigger than 285 for my D-tackle. We had Quan Ridgway, another hidden dev D-lineman, this time out of Virginia. So for our draft recap, I'm not mad with the ratings. Get the 2 hidden dev players, McMillan, 72 hidden dev, Ridgway, 69 hidden dev. Able to kind of get value picks from there. We got a decent looking tight end. Continue to build on the D-line with Killings, a little bit more natural. Finish out with a 60 corner, Tremaine Howard. But ultimately, the 2 hidden devs is what this draft class was built on in terms of strength. All right, we're here for year 3. Let's take a look here at our roster. I ran the progression tool. I'm not going to roast it. It's different, I will say. And I'll, you know what? Next offseason, I'll show you guys exactly what it does. But what we have for the ups, we have Malik Willis is developing incredibly right now. Going into year 3, he is a superstar X Factor, which you can't ask for much more than that. We do need to get him escape artist, so that means we need to get improviser archetype up to a 90. It's currently at 77, so we have a ways to go. Not much regression to Derrick Henry. Still got, I mean, for everything that seems to be going well with this different style of development, like Treylon Burks just having no development. Some guys just aren't developing. Maybe that's where I'm having my differencing of opinion of playing franchise this way. Just maybe it's not the best way to play 5-year rebuilds. You know what I'm saying? It's incredibly intricate. The work that went into it's phenomenal, but maybe it's not the best for these short-term, like one-type video deals. Flipping to the defensive side, Jeff Simmons is straight up God mode, back-to-back, leading the league in sacks. It feels like 95 superstar. We have our 2 hidden dev rookies, which I'm happy to have. Caleb Farley went up dev trait, so he's kind of breaking out a little bit on the outside at cornerback for us. So I'm happy for that. That's a premium position. Fulton also went off dev trait, so our secondary is finally starting to come together, even if we got hit with a little bit of regression here in Kevin Byard. Devin White now leading the middle of the defense. He got that green dot on his helmet. He's calling the plays. And we're going a little bit bargain bin at the other pass rush spot, but when you have so much production coming from Jeff Simmons, you kind of have the luxury of maybe cheaping out there just a little bit. So as we gear up for year 3, while there's not a lot of development on the O-line, on the interior of the O-line, at the wide receiver spot, we are developing nicely at the quarterback position, and I'm excited to see what Malik Willis can do here in year 3. All right, at the end of year 3, not bad at all. One thing that you got to say is that this Titans team has found a way to win with a developing quarterback. Now, it helps that that quarterback is developed into an X Factor pretty much immediately, but wheels kept on rolling. We have another divisional title. Look at the big, oh my God, Josh Rosen. Happy for him landing in Tampa Bay, I assume. Shout out to ours. Here's Derrick Henry, leading rusher, dominant year, 1,900 yards, 14 touchdowns. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, 6 interceptions. I'm not seeing the freaky year out of the pass rush there, but that's still fine. Malik Willis, 4,000 yards, 14 touchdowns, 13 picks. Meh. Kind of a meh year, to be honest with you, especially for the fact that his first year is an X Factor. But the uptick in Derrick Henry's production, at least our offense kept rolling. And you see the win-loss record. That is the most important stat here for our quarterback. Bobby Trees, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, 950 and 5 for Holiday, 7 and 4 Treylon Burks, 6 and 5 for Mike Gesicki. And on the defense side, Devin White leading the team, 120 tackles. We still had 17 sacks for Harold Landry, 15 and a half for Jeff Simmons. Otis McMillan, the rookie, that's probably defensive rookie of the year, I think. 72 tackles, 17 TFLs, 9.5 sacks. But we still got to just put some respect on Jeff Simmons' name, man. Look at these last 3 years since we've taken over. 19 and a half, 20 and a half, 15 and a half sacks. He is part man, part animal. He is a manimal. And our intercept, man, this has just been an exceptional defense. Sacks, interceptions, turnovers, we're doing it all. Yearly awards MVP went to Lamar Jackson. Josh Rosen's on the Lions. What is going on with the Lions playbook? For individual awards here, Otis McMillan is Defensive Rookie of the Year. Derrick Henry is Running Back of the Year. And Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's DB of the Year. Could be in for a dev trait. Seems like the dev trait scenarios, at least in terms of rewarding players for playing well and getting dev traits, seems to absolutely be fixed here. But we gotta wait. We gotta wait and see how that all kind of plays out. But we have our playoff run right now. This 81 overall, 12 and 5 Titans team. It is time for Vrabel to send Bill Belichick back home again here in the opening round wild card. What the number 1? Is it Kansas City? It's probably, let's be honest, it's Kansas City, right? The Broncos are the one. The Chiefs were also ahead of us. Okay. Shout out to Russell Wilson in Denver putting it all together there. So we got first round of the playoffs. I'm not going to say that we should win. Mac Jones has been simming out kind of well, but I think, again, with our defense, the way that they play, like, this is how the Titans are built in real life. It just feels like we're just moving on with a better quarterback. 26-23, very close matchup. We had a lot of offense, though. 410 yards passing for Malik Willis. We had 100 yards for Derrick Henry, 200-yard receivers. Love seeing Treylon Burks ball out like that. Devin White, bunch of tackles. Sacks are there. No turnovers in the back end there, but still very happy with this performance. Sets up a matchup against the Miami. We're just going to run through the AFC East. I mean, the Dolphins, just thinking about that. The Dolphins, that must mean, Tyreek Hill is the missing ingredient there. They got 34. Tua's playing good football. Jalen Waddle. You got Cedric Wilson, Tyree. Okay. I mean, we got a great second. We got a great defense. That's a good matchup for us, I think, all things considered. But you never know. We got to see how it plays out. But a chance to go to the AFC Championship game here in year 3. Oh, my God. The defense and offense on point. We got to take on Denver. We got to run through the best. I would rather Denver than Kansas City, though. I'll tell you that right now. Broncos handle business. We dominate. The most impressive. Oh, that would have been funny. See a Eagles-Cowboys on the other side there. But what a performance. 39-6. This defense is all-time. Malik Willis did okay. That rushing attack. 93 yards from Malik. How are we getting rushing? I like seeing that. 100 yards, Bobby Trees. Defense, we got 3 TFLs, McMillan. Couple sacks there. 3 picks, Christian Fulton. Give this guy the game ball. And with that, it sets up probably I don't think it's even hesitant to say this is the best defense I've had so far in a Madden 22 rebuild. It is now time to take on the Denver Broncos. Russell Wilson, Super Bowl on the line. And I don't think, what do they do, statistically? They have anything crazy going on here? At least, big picture. Jerry Jeudy is crushing it. 108 catches, 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns. Draymond Jones, 20 sacks. They're getting a good little rub there from the sim. Let's see. I mean, it's only year 3. I love the progress of this team. Mike. And it sets up the A.J. Brown revenge game in the Super Bowl. Look at that, 39-6. And then we followed up 38-10. And what are the odds again? It's just our defense carried the load here. Malik Willis, nothing. It might have been the run game. Old school football for Tennessee. 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick for Malik Willis is average. $126 and a touchdown for Derrick Henry. What did we do defensively? Jeff Sims, 9 tackles, 2 TFLs, a sack and a half for McMillan. We had 3 interceptions again, 2 for the linebacker, safety, hybrid, Amani Hooker, 1 for Fulton. He has 4 picks in his 2 playoff games. We got to hop in, and we're gonna play this one. Well, not play it, but we're going to sit front row, see what happens against the Philadelphia Eagles. But one hell of a playoff run here from Mike Vrabel and his Tennessee Titans. Got the defense playing at an all-time level, and now it is time to go against Jalen Hurts. A.J. Brown's back in the building. Can Tennessee win the Super Bowl here in year 3? But also, it's in Jerry World. Philly wants to win that Super Bowl in Dallas's backyard. I'm confident, though. Our defense, they're going to cause enough trouble for Jalen Hurts that I think we can do the deal. Opening drive for us on offense, we have to settle for 3, but our defense, 3 straight stops. Looked like we did have a turnover there on offense, which is not what you want to see, but we still got a 4-point lead. Might be able to carry that into halftime. We go for it. Get the touchdown. Philly gets a field goal. We start the second half, march our way downfield. Got no points there. God damn. This Eagles defense came to play too. We get the touchdown there. Oh, man, I feel like we need to come in on a drive. Big end of game drive. Hold on to lead. Look at that, dude. They're going for the onside kick. We recovered it. Let's come in on this final play. Let's get a play here. 3rd and 3. Is the clock rolling? It's not. They want us to kneel. But we'll let's kneel it? Let's put the game away the way we know how. And that's with the big monster back here. Look at that. Bounces to the outside. Slay. I almost feel like I gotta play defense here. There's no way. This would be like the Where's Simmons? Why are we having drawn back into coverage? Can't have that. Let's win this one with the MVP of this rebuild. He throws it deep. Get that out of here. Thank God. Oh my God. If we would have, they don't even have Jalen Hurts back there. That's why. If we would have lost that on a Derrick Henry fumble when I should have kneeled it, I would have lost my mind. But look at that successful rebuild in the books. Only took 3 years. And Malik Willis and the Tennessee Titans have done it. Now, today, this is how we end the rebuilds nowadays. We win the Super Bowl, we don't get to go full 5 years, because I know no one wants to be here for 4 hours. Watch me trying to build a dynasty. What I will do, for those of you that want to stick around, I am going to show you how the progression tool works. I will say again, first and foremost, it's awesome. The fact that the work that they've done in this franchise mod is everything we've been screaming for like the title updates and patch updates for franchise mode. But I think for rebuild videos in particular, the development is, they're striving to get the old school, like old Madden in terms of development. And I feel like for realistic rebuilds, just general rebuilds, it might not be the best formula for building your team. Because, look, Treylon Burks, I think he went at 1 point overall in 3 seasons. If you're doing something in franchise and it's like a day-to-day episodic 30, 40 episode type thing, I think that's going to be much more in line with what you want than, say, like a do-it-all one type video. But full kudos to it. Again, I will show it to wrap it up here for those of you that want to see it. But if you're just here for the rebuild, there was Malik Willis hoisting up the Lombardi Trophy. Tennessee over Philly in the A.J. Brown revenge game. We did the damn thing. Historic defense here for the Tennessee Titans. Best defense I've played with in Madden 22 by far. And that is a successful rebuild. So, as always, fellas, let me know in the comment section below what rebuilds you want to see next. Again, we still have the Ravens, Texans, Chargers, Eagles, Falcons, Niners, Rams, and Cardinals that haven't had any rebuilds. But if there's any teams with these updated rosters that you want to see me run it back with, also let me know. If we can get a nice little short list there, I will pull the trigger and we will do some of those teams. But that will do it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. And now I'm just going to finish up this video showcasing this Start Today mod and the franchise tool. Just if you guys are on PC and you're interested and you want to kind of check it out. All right, so step 1 of running this thing is you got to do it all preseason week 1. So save your franchise file. It's all offline franchise. Save your franchise file and make it something simple. Like for this, I just have it Titans Rebuild New. And then you get this, it's like an app on your desktop. It's a program. It loads, when you load it up, you could select, like this is that Titans save. So we click that here. And it's going to load up everything. Man, the work that went in, I remember when they first did it, it was like some Excel sheet. It was super confusing for someone like me that's okay technologically, but I'm not the best. But they made this like whole application. It is phenomenal. Full in-depth. It's a hub that you can use in your franchise. Again, multi-league franchises would be pretty dope. Has everyone there. But what we're doing here is we're going to be running the development tool, the XP tool. And you go in here into tools. You have all these different options. You have the gameplay fixes, which again, when you just look at the patch notes, when you look at what's available in these, the Start Today mod, it is, again, a lot of issues, a lot of things that we've been screaming for EA to fix in franchise mode, in particular in Madden 22. A lot of them have been fixed with this team, so that's where you can look there. But we're going to focus on the progression tool. So you click this, you read all that, read all those questions. But for us, we are not in the franchise mode. It is not our first time setup. We're not using the gameplay mod. You want to look at this one. Continue progression. This is something we've already established. We're going to run it, and this is going to have all of our player growth right at this point. Now, I've had some issues with it. It's also been, it's a nice change of pace, I'll say. Again, I don't think it's going to be the best for rebuilds, like 5-year quick 1-video rebuilds, but if I was in like a brand new franchise mode and I was playing out every single episode, and I want to follow these players, and you wanted something that was just really, really immersive, really, really realistic, this is absolutely the direction that you want to go. So looking at our team, here's where we're at, and this is our squad here. That's actually kind of ridiculous. I simmed through the draft, and it looks like we got... there's no way that can't be. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 superstar X, unless the names are all messed up. We got 4 X factors from the draft. you know what? I'm going to tell you while we're here just doing this, I'm going to load back in and just see what if we drafted 4 X Factor players in one draft, I just simmed it. I just went from the Super Bowl, simmed to the next season so I could load this. If that's what happened, Years Pro, rookie X Factor. Rookie X Factor. Rookie X Factor. None of these have changed. That is not because it's progression. This was the progression tool. Look, it gave Otis McMillan an upgrade to Superstar. I think we straight up just simmed and got 3. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson went up. And you see, like, there's +5s, +4s to the overall. My issue is just for guys like McCreary, guys like Treylon Burks. Like, they're just not getting any love. I feel like it's too... I don't want to say finite. It's just there's not enough development between the numbers here. We're making a sandwich, and it seems like the crust is getting nice and toasted. Malik Willis is going up. You know, on the back end, we have somewhere at Fulton, but there's not enough in the middle of the sandwich that, like, these guys are going to be going up a little bit. Like, Treylon Burks has been solid for us. He should be a little bit better. But again, if you want that, that's old school. That is what they're trying to do, is get that old school Madden style of Madden. That would happen in the old Madden. You would have players that you love, and regardless of if you love them or not, they would not go up. They would not budge in terms of their overall. And that's kind of what we're getting here. And a little bit of our depth guys aren't really moving up. And the whole point is, like, you turn off regression in season so that this is where all your... And I just feel like there's not enough, again, between the pieces here. But my God, I got to load back up into this freaking thing. Well, we don't even need to, man. I shut it down already. We got 4 rookie X Factors in one draft. That is how you follow up a Super Bowl season. But this is the tool, guys. As always, I will link the Discord if you want to try to run this on your PC franchise modes. Again, the amount of work that went into this, the amount of customization, the amount of depth that you can add to your franchise modes by using this tool if you are on PC is absolutely worth checking out. And I'm sure it's not going to be the last time that I use this. But that'll do it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, it's C4 saying peace out.